So, I'm scrolling through this dating app and guess who pops up? My old high school history teacher! I've had a crush on her forever, man. And now is my chance to make a move. I want her attention, so I'm gonna try to seduce her. I know it's kinda crazy, but I can't help the way I feel. She's just so damn hot, and I gotta have her. So, I came across her profile and was totally smitten. But when I tried to hit her up, she straight up hit me with a, "Sorry, but I don't date ex-students. You're too young for me." My heart was shattered, man. I never thought someone else could feel so strongly about her like I did. But now I see there's no turning back. I've decided that if two people really dig each other, age and circumstances don't mean squat. Love conquers all. I had to find a way to approach her without her knowing who I was. I remember the phrase I had heard once. Reality doesn't determine what we think, but rather our language determines both what we think and what others think of us. Language creates reality. There are no essences, only language. After remembering and embracing the phrase, my body began to change slowly. My waist narrowed, my muscles gave way to a feminine curve, my breasts began to grow, and my hips widened.
My voice became higher and softer. I looked in the mirror and saw himself as a woman for the first time. So with my new body, I shoot my ex-history teacher an email and straight up ask her if she can give me some private lessons at her crib. She didn't recognize me. And you won't believe it. She said yes right away. We had our first lesson together, and let me tell you, I was hella nervous. We headed back to her department and sat down at a table. I sat across from her with this super awkward and shy smile on my face. She looked at me with sympathy and said we could chat about anything I wanted to know. If I had any questions, all I had to do was ask. So we start off by shooting the breeze about the history of Germany and why it's so important, like its division and the crazy war that went down. Then we move on to the good Alla Siva and talk about our own past. After that, we get into some heavy-duty political topics, like the president's life and the current state of politics. This ex-history teacher of mine is smart as hell, and I'm learning so much from her. I can't wait to see what else we'll get into. The lessons wrap up real quick, and I leave the room with this huge grin plastered on my face. I'm so freaking excited and happy. It's kind of embarrassing, really. I've been wanting to do this for so long, but I never had the guts to make it happen. I still can't believe I'm actually getting to learn from my former high school history teacher. I still got a crush on her and can't wait for our next session. I know for a fact that I'll be daydreaming about her all the while I wait. So when I finally see her again, I'm already super nervous. I'm just so stoked to be with her again. When our lesson comes to an end, I feel this overwhelming urge to run up to her and give her a big old bear hug. I hold myself back because I don't want to make myself look like a total goofball. So instead, I walk over to her and give her this huge smooch on the cheek. She's gonna think I'm a real weirdo, but I just couldn't resist. I can tell my teacher's totally caught off guard by my move. She was probably expecting me to talk about my homework or ask her something about class, but instead, I go in for this romantic gesture. I mean, I don't blame her for being surprised. We haven't even talked about us having a thing, so maybe she thinks it's just some younger girl kind of thing. I don't know, man, but I hope I didn't freak her out too much. As soon as I kiss her on the cheek, she kisses me back and gives me this super warm smile. I'm surprised by how sweet she is and how much she seems to like me. I can tell she's got a good sense of humor and that we're having fun together. But what really throws me off is when I catch her checking me out. It's embarrassing because I never thought anyone could find me attractive, let alone someone as beautiful as my ex-teacher. And to make things even more intense, every time we're close, I can feel my heart racing like crazy. It's like we have some kind of unspoken chemistry between us. After our next lesson, I walk home with a huge grin on my face. My whole body feels tingly and I can't wait to see her again. During our lesson, I finally ask her something that I've always wanted to know. Why did she become a teacher? Her answer is obvious given her profession, but I love hearing about her passion for teaching. She loves sharing knowledge with others and seeing them learn new things, and that makes her incredibly proud. It's no wonder I have such a crush on her.
Would you like to go out to dinner? I'll treat you.
We spend the evening together, having a nice meal and getting to know each other better. I'm pleasantly surprised by the fact that my ex-teacher understands a lot of the books I read and movies I watch. She is also very knowledgeable about the history of the world. And she is very charming and funny. I'm on cloud 9. My ex-teacher and I had an amazing dinner and spent the rest of the night strolling through the city, stargazing. We clicked so well that it felt like we've known each other for years. She's not just a pretty face. She's also incredibly intelligent and shares a lot of my interests. I'm stoked that I found someone who's on my level. And the best part, she seems to feel the same way. She's all smiles and seems genuinely happy to be with me. It's like we're in our own little world and nothing else matters. We didn't even talk about what's gonna happen next, we just enjoyed each other's company. I really hope we can do this again soon. We get back to her place and keep talking, and then we start kissing. It's soft and gentle and feels amazing. But then, out of nowhere, she stops and takes a deep breath. I can tell something's up. She looks confused and hesitant. After a few minutes, she finally speaks up and apologizes. She admits that she's feeling weird about what just happened and thinks she might have crossed a line. She's all apologetic and says she just wants to be friends. It sucks, but I can respect that. I was shocked when she suddenly pulled away from me while we were kissing. I didn't know what was going on. Did she change her mind about me? I thought she felt the same way I did. At first, I considered leaving, but I didn't want to hurt her. I decided to give her space and time to think it over. I don't want to pressure her into anything she doesn't want. If she doesn't want to be in a relationship with me, that's okay. I'll understand and we can still be friends. It's not the end of the world. After a week, I finally got a chance to ask her what exactly happened. She explained that she was caught off guard during the kiss. She had never been in a situation like this before and she wasn't sure how to react. She wanted to push me away, but in the end, she couldn't bring herself to do it. She was afraid of losing me. But now that she has some time to reflect on the matter, she realizes that she shouldn't be dating someone who is only pretending to like her. She needs someone who genuinely cares about her. She knows that I'm a good person and that I treat her well. But I'm not the right person for her. She tells me that we can't date anymore and that I should stop being her student. She is happy to stay friends. I was disappointed, but I respected her decision. It was clear that she had thought about this a lot and it was important for her to be honest with me. It wasn't the outcome I was hoping for, but I knew that it was for the best. We agreed to stay friends, and I was happy to have her in my life in any capacity. Even though I'm bummed, I get where she's coming from. I don't want to hurt her either, and I know she deserves a dude who's head over heels for her. So when she tells me we should just stay friends and that I should find a new teacher, I agree. I thank her for being honest and say I'm cool with being pals. But later, I can't help but wonder what really went down. Was it because I'm not up to her level? Or maybe she thinks I'm not down to be serious. I try not to stress about it too much though, and just move on.
2 years later, I bump into my former teacher at a conference by accident. I went with my male body, so she recognized me as her former high school student. We're both invited to speak at the event, but we don't know each other. We end up sharing a cab back to our hotel. During the ride, I ask her about her life and learn that she's started working as an independent contractor again. She recently left her old job, but she's already got a bunch of offers from other companies. She's planning to make a decision after the conference is over.
I'm so glad that you're doing well, and I hope that your own career is going fine.
We continue talking about our work during the ride, and it feels good to catch up after so long. When we arrive at the hotel, we exchange numbers and say our goodbyes. I can't help feeling a little bit disappointed that the night is over, but I remind myself that we're just friends now. Back in my hotel room, I think about the day's events and how good it was to see my former teacher again. I feel grateful for the opportunity to reconnect with her, and I look forward to seeing her speak tomorrow. As I drift off to sleep, I can't help but wonder what the future holds for us. At night, I had dreams about her. In one, she kissed me while wearing a black latex dress. In the other dream, she was standing in front of a mirror. She was excited for me to see her in her new outfit. The next day, I asked my ex-teacher out to dinner after the conference. We had a great time walking around the town and taking in the sights. The weather was amazing and it was a really pleasant evening. We talked about a lot of stuff, including our work. After the walk, We went to a bar for a drink. As the bartender made our drinks, we both laughed and joked about it. As we sat at a table, I noticed my former teacher looking at me with a strange expression in her eyes. I assumed she was thinking of me as her old high school student and how she used to teach me. She smiled and I told her she was wrong. You don't remember me?
Of course I do. You were always my favorite high school student. I enjoyed having you in class. I still remember the lessons we had together.
I laughed, my eyes shining with joy. I was also that private student who went to your house, went out to dinner with you, and kissed you. She was very surprised, although she could see that my expressions, way of speaking, and acting were similar. Gradually, she began to understand that we were the same person.
I guess you wouldn't believe me if I told you that I never forgot about you.
I leaned forward and kissed her on the cheek. When she felt the same thing again after such a long time, tears escaped from her eyes.
I really missed you, but I also wanted to avoid making any mistakes, so I kept my distance.
It was the same for me. I didn't want to hurt you, so I avoided seeing you. But now, things are different.
Yes, they are. I am glad that we are finally together again. I wish that I could see you more often.
We started kissing. The attraction was mutual and intense. After a while, I revealed to my former teacher that I had been having fantasies about her. She didn't seem offended at all, and instead was flattered. I've always had feelings for her, and I loved the fact that she gave me her attention. Then he told me that he wanted to get to know me better, and he confessed that he has also been thinking about me. I can't believe it. My heart raced, and I was so excited to know that she was into me. We kept talking and flirting, and it was clear that we were both into each other. It's like a dream come true.
Why don't we make some of our fantasies come true?
I thought about it for a moment. This woman is beautiful and smart and funny. What's not to like? Plus, I've had a crush on her since forever. So of course, I agreed to go out with her and see where things go. So over the next few months, me and my ex-teacher became closer and started hanging out more. She's an expert in her field and she showed me some cool tricks, which I appreciated. After we kissed and she got over her surprise, she told me she had feelings for me too. We decided to take things slow and start dating, bonding over our shared interests. We fell more in love with each other as time passed and eventually tied the knot. We both feel lucky that we found each other in this crazy way. At our wedding, I was dressed as a groom waiting for her at the altar. When she approached me, she whispered in my ear,
Don't be afraid to be who you are.
I remembered the words I had thought on the day I changed my body to be with her. Gradually, my body and my suit began to change.
My body was once again taking on my feminine figure, but this time, my suit transformed into a beautiful wedding dress.
Please subscribe and give me a like. It helped me keep working for you. You can find additional content that I can't show here on our social media and on Patreon, links in the description. Thank you so much for watching till the end of the video. See you soon.